Yes, we'd like to thank the Senate and the Honorable Chairperson of the Committee on Finance, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, for the approval of the budget of the Office of the Vice President.
Ma'am, may we ask about the other topics na po aside from budget, or you have other...
Wala naman. Pero kung may questions kayo sa budget, unahin. Unahin.
This has the HOR, you went there alone. Pero dito may kasama mo kayong team. Are you expecting more questions?
Actually, yan yung discussion namin kanina because we were in a meeting. The Office of the Vice President was in a Zoom meeting. And then, wala kaming sagot, ma'am. Hindi ko alam kung bakit mag-isa ako doon sa House of Representatives. And then, suddenly, nandito sila, sumama sila dito. Pero, madami kasi ang mga personnel ng Office of the Vice President na merong some sort of anxiety pag pumupunta sila sa House of Representatives dahil sa mga nangyari noong nakaraang taon. Likely baka yun yung rason bakit ayaw nila ako samahan doon sa HOR.
What can you say, VP? Smooth sailing po yung budget niyo dito. Si Senator Bongo sabi gusto pa niyang ibigay yung part ng budget niya sa opisina niya sa inyo.
Well, ganun din naman sa House of Representatives. Mabilis lang naman. Mainly because napakaliit kasi nung budget. Tapos, ang karamihan doon are for projects na ginagawa na namin noon pa since 2022. So, wala siyang bago na project.
Ma'am, kontrata lang po kayo sa current present budget niyo or are you requesting ng
Especially sa social services, ma'am.
Mas madaming matutulungan pag mas malaki yung budget, pero I decided not to submit a bigger budget because alam naman namin na hindi ibibigay yun eh. So, parang maglulukuhan lang tayo kung magsasubmit kami ng mas malaking budget, tapos babalik lang din tayo sa kung ano yung nasa NEP ngayon, which is about 900 million. So, hindi na kami nag-submit.
May we ask about the welfare check done to your father, ma'am? Ano na pong update po doon?
Yung welfare check na yon, usually kasi pag pumupunta yung nagsasabi sila at alam namin or alam ng defense team ng mga abogado na pupunta sila. Pero for this one or two, hindi ko pa masigurado kung 2 beses o 1 beses, pero sigurado ako, hindi ko pa masigurado kung 2 beses, pero sigurado ko na merong 1 beses na pumunta sila na hindi sila nagsabi sa pamilya man na nandoon sa Hague o sa defense team. Nalaman ko na lang siya noong merong report na binigay sa Office of the President.
Was there offense taken on your part? No?
Yes, ma'am. Oo. Kasi hindi naman sila nag-welfare check eh. Simula nung dumating si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte, pumupunta sila doon for specific reasons, hindi dahil sa welfare check. So, noong nag-file ang abogado ng indefinite adjournment noong proceedings, suddenly meron ng welfare check na ginawa yung officials ng embassy. At kung makikita mo doon sa report, ay ini-interview nila si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. And somehow, nagbibigay sila ng, although nagsabi naman sila doon that we leave it to the medical experts sa assessment ng overall health niya. Pero meron silang mga insinuations doon na para bang silang nag-a-assess ng kanyang kalusugan.
And you see malice in that?
Of course, yes. I see malice in that. Number 1, they never did a welfare check. Number 2, they did not coordinate with the defense team. They did not inform the defense team or the family members who are at that time in The Hague. And yun, makikita mo sa report, nag-a-assess sila sa kalusugan.
Ma'am, but ICC said it has to have a consent of the detainee daw for them to allow any representative from the government. So we would like to assume, based on their statement, that we are already allowed it.
Well, hindi ko na tinanong si Pangulong Duterte kasi ayoko na siya ma-stress at ma-distress sa mga nangyari. And ayoko na isipin niya na merong mali doon sa mga sinabi niya. So ayoko na i-confirm pa sa kanya kung ano yung nangyari doon. The confirmation of the reports that I got a copy of, enough na yon para sa akin na sabihin na na hindi maganda yung kanilang motibo sa pagpunta doon. Dahil unang-una, sinabi ko nga, hindi sila nagpasabi na pupunta sila doon. At nangyari lang yon noong nangyari lang itong welfare check na ito noong merong filing ng indefinite adjournment. At makikita mo sa report, nag-a-assess sila ng kalusugan.
Wala pong explanation.
Wala silang explanation. I believe nag-explain ang Department of Foreign Affairs, ang DFA. They said that gumagawa talaga sila ng welfare check sa mga kababayan natin.
So where is he right now? Is he at the hospital or at the detention facility?
Nasa detention, as far as I know, nasa detention facility siya today. Yes.
Kailan niyo po siya nakausap na huli na nakausap?
Oh. Kailan ba siya? Friday to Friday siya sa akin eh. Friday of last week. No, Friday of last week siya. Ko siya huling nakakausap niya araw-araw si Kitty, si Veronica. But earlier today, Veronica messaged me telling me that she's busy today with her examinations. So can I take the call of President Duterte? So I expect him to call this afternoon around between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in The Hague.
May we know the health condition po ni Pangulo? Is he well, unwell? Kamusta po si Pangulo?
We will soon know because I believe and I expect the court to litigate the submissions, the petitions of the defense.
I mean the health condition po of your father.
Oo. Like ngayon, today, hindi ko pa alam. Hindi ko siya nakausap today.
Ma'am, kumusta yung usap kayo nung Friday? How was it po?
Last Friday, ano nga ba yung pinag-usapan namin? Nakalimutan ko na.
But does he sound well? Does he sound okay?
Hindi ko na maalala. Lately, he's been distressed about the flood control talk. So, I'll try to avoid that later.
What is he distressed about that? Why is he distressed about that?
Kasi, well, sasabihin lang naman kasi ni PRD na sinabi ko na si BBM ay hindi marunong, he's a weak leader, and he doesn't know anything at all about governance. So,
Are you distressed the same way as he is about the flood control issue?
oh yes, ma'am, of course. Sinabi ko na yan noon, hindi naman masama ang loob ko sa ginawa nila sa paninira sa pangalan ko eh. Masama ang loob ko dahil sa ginawa nila sa bayan.
Ma'am, regarding the interim release, may country na po ba na mapupuntahan si President Duterte?
Merong bansa na nagsabi na tatanggapin nila si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Hindi ko lang masabi kung saan.
Pero sa Asia ba ito?
Hindi ko masabi kung saan, ma'am, kasi hindi ko masabi.
Ma'am, your reaction lang dun sa mga lumalabas sa Senate hearings, allegations of bags of money being delivered po kila Congressman Zaldico, Congressman Romualdez. Do you have any reaction on that? Billions of money po.
Well, matagal naman namin na alam yan dahil matagal naman na yan pinag-uusapan. Simula pa lang noong pagpasok namin as President and Vice President, naririnig na namin yung delivery ng mga pera na nakalagay sa mga suitcases. Pero ngayon lang siya lumabas in public dahil merong witness na nagsabi na siya mismo ang nagdadala nung mga suitcases na yon. Hindi siya odd for Martin Romualdez because he was already involved in heavy luggages doon sa Okada case. Kung maalala ninyo, doon sa State of Delaware case sa Amerika, nabanggit na yung pangalan niya doon at nabanggit na rin yung pangalan niya doon na tumatanggap ng pera na nakalagay sa luggages. So, ganun talaga yung modus nila.
You weren't surprised?
Hindi na ako nagulat, ma'am, kasi nababalita naman na yan noon. Hindi lang natin napag-usapan in public kasi at noon, panahon na yon, walang magsasabi na nakita ko, ginawa ko, first hand kung ano yung nangyari. Di tulad ngayon na meron talagang isang tao na nagsabi na kung ano yung sistema, ano yung ginawa nila, at paano nila ginagawa yun.